There is a strength that cannot be seen in muscles or appearance. It's the kind that rises when life knocks you down and you choose to stand. Not because your body is ready, but because your mind refuses to quit. I've seen young people go through things that would break most grown men. There was a young man who had a terrible horse accident, 10 broken ribs, punctured lung, damaged spleen. He nearly died. A year later, he came back. Same horse, same mountain, same exact spot where he got hurt. That's not just bravery. That's mental reconstruction. That's the kind of strength you don't see, but feel. Physical strength without mental strength is just decoration. If your mind gives up, your body follows. But if your mind holds the line, your body will push through. Strength isn't about ignoring pain. It's about deciding pain won't own you. If you're ready to build that kind of strength, comment, "I choose to be strong." Most people think toughness is about looking tough. Tattoos, lifting heavy, running far. But none of that means anything if your mind is soft. You can have a strong body, but if your mind quits first, you're done. Real toughness starts upstairs, in the will, in the decision to keep going when every part of you wants to stop. If someone asked, "Where do I begin if I wasn't raised to be strong?" The answer is simple. You start with your mind. You don't need to be the fastest or the strongest. You need to step into hard situations, the kind that stretch you, and push through. Because your mind will always quit before your body does. Always. When people stop in the middle of a challenge, it's not because the body failed, it's because the mind gave up. The moment the brain says, "Enough," the body obeys. So training your mind to say, "Keep going," even when it hurts, that's where the real strength grows. That's the foundation of unshakable resilience. True strength isn't built in comfort. It's built when life turns up the heat and dares you to keep going. The people who make it through aren't always the most talented or physically gifted. They're the ones who refuse to quit. When it hurts, they keep going. When they're scared, they move anyway. I remember pushing through situations where my body was done, but something deeper kept me going. It wasn't pride, it wasn't ego, it was commitment. Mental toughness isn't loud, it doesn't show off. It whispers, "Just one more try," when the rest of you is ready to give up. And over time, that whisper turns into a roar. If you want to grow, put yourself in moments where you're forced to choose, give in or go on. And when you go on, even just a little, you change. You get stronger. That's how you build the kind of strength that lasts a lifetime. If this message hit home, write it below. I won't quit. Let others know they're not alone. I've seen strong people fall, not because their bodies failed, but because their willpower did. And I've seen others, with far less physical ability, keep going simply because they refuse to quit. Strength doesn't always look like speed or power. Sometimes it looks like stubborn hope in the middle of exhaustion. There were moments when I was outmatched, outnumbered, out of shape, but not out of heart. When others stopped, I kept crawling. Not because I had more muscle, but because I had made up my mind. That decision, that inner voice that says, "I'm not done yet," can carry you farther than you imagine. Mental toughness isn't built overnight. It's forged every time you ignore the easy way out and take one more step forward. And every time you do, you raise your threshold for what's possible. You realize your body can do more, if only your mind leads the way. The brain is the pilot. Train it well. There are moments when quitting feels logical. You're tired, bruised, alone. You've done more than most would ever try. And yet, you're still far from the finish. That's the moment life pauses and asks, "Are you done?" Most people say yes, but those who grow say, "Not yet." You don't need to win every fight. You just need to show up one more time, then you fall. Pain isn't the enemy. Giving it power is. If you keep moving through it, you'll find something deeper on the other side. Not just strength, identity, purpose, proof that you're becoming something unshakable. The truth is, pain fades, but what it forges in you becomes permanent. Every scar tells a story, and every step forward writes the next chapter. The more you endure, the more you discover. This isn't about surviving. It's about transforming. Keep going. You're becoming something you've never been. Think of steel. Before it becomes a blade, it's burned, hammered, bent, and shaped. Not to punish it, but to prepare it. You are no different. Every hard moment, every setback, every internal battle, it's the fire. And if you don't run from it, it will mold you into something unshakable. Some people confuse breaking with shaping, but there's a difference. Breaking leaves you in pieces. Shaping gives you purpose. You may feel tired, tested, and unsure, but you are not done. You're still being formed, and one day, the strength you're building now will be what carries someone else. So breathe deep, walk forward, let the fire do its work, because what's being formed in you matters. The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more people who refuse to give up. If this message reached you, type it below. I'm being forged. Let's build a community of people who choose strength of mind.